That's Hebrew to God.
Speaking the word and it's giving me life. Keeping commandments is giving me life. With the tribe, with the kingdom and pride. I was the one that pushed you aside. Creator of everything, earth in the sky. Giving my everything, all of my life. Remember that separate with you I can fight. We are your people, the children of light. Children of light. I will give you hope. Praising your name for eternity. Yeah. Speaking your word and run other people don't spell it. Refine us with fire, Lord. Finish your rule, our Lord. Children of Jacob, yours. Heavenly Father, my right. Your will, I will know to stop. Help me to walk on the waters. Come save sons and your daughters. We worship you, Elohim, give you the praise. Only the sign, the ancient days. One that can wait, I belong to you. So let's see that for your presence too. The kingdom man and the ruler too. Get out of the matrix, get out the loop. It's time that you free your mind. Read up the scriptures to give you life. I know you love me if I see the action. Keep your commandments and show me love. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 6 with the way. Take heed, 6 things that the most high he hate. 7 are abomination to him. A proud look, a lying tongue, a panther's chain, innocent blood. One that lies in wicked imagination. Feet that be swift and run into mission. False witness that speak lies and insult this one on the breath. Keep the commandments and give me life. This ride with the kingdom of prize. I will look on that sushi inside. Creator of everything, earth in the sky. Give you my everything, all of my life. Remember that separate with you I can fight. We are your people, the children of light. Children of light. I forgive me, hope, praising your name for eternity. Yeah. Speaking your word and run as people don't feel it. Refine us with fire, Lord. Finish your war, Lord. Children of Jacob, yours. Strangle and keep her away. Parking and God in the way. Elohim, we give you praise. Oh, you so much I can never repay. We are the children of light that was slumber. We say all the foolish and live, going away of his understanding. Seeking like treasure and gold, diamonds and pearls, walk to the world. Whoa, you are my shepherd, my guide. To guide the name because of the curse. We in captivity, suffering, hurt. Forgive us our sins, forgive us our way. Incline us to you, Father, come lead the way. For our spirit, and lead the way. Father, without you, there's no other way. Reading the word and it's giving me life. Keep the commandments, it's giving me life. Do the tribe with the kingdom of pride. I will the one that switch to your side. Creator of everything, earth in the sky. Give you my everything, all of my life. Remember that servant with you I can fight. We are your people, the children of light. Children of light. I will give me hope, praising your name for eternity. Yeah. Speaking your word in front of the people, don't spell it. Refine us with fire, Lord. Finish your war, Lord. Children of Jacob, yours.
Shalom, Facebook fam. Shalom, see more people out on YouTube. Like to welcome each and every one of you to another episode of Transformation Tuesday. Tonight we'd like to give all praise and honor and glory to our higher Bahashem Yeshaya and precious Ruach. And for those of you not familiar with the Hebrew, that is all praise unto the Most High in the name of Christ as well as the Holy Spirit. Once again, we'd like to welcome each and every one of you to another episode of Transformation Tuesday, where we're striving to transform into the greatest, to the image of the greatest Israelite who ever lived, Yeshua HaMashiach, who the world know to be Jesus the Christ. We want to thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your busy schedules for joining us tonight. We could have been anywhere in the world, so due to the fact that you decided to join us this evening, we do not take your time for granted. We have a lot of things going to pop off today, so we're not going to go too long in this open soliloquy. We're going to get into a couple of announcements. We're going to dive in head first to these questions now. You understand? So for those who may be joining for the first time, this is our weekly Q&A session where you have an opportunity to ask questions concerning your personal journey with the Most High. We always ask that you keep those questions limited to your own personal journey with the Most High, whatever the case may be. Not ask about a particular person, camp, naming someone by name, but make it about your own journey and your own desire to learn about the Most High. Excuse me. Shalom, Philip, good seeing you on with us tonight. Now, I want to take opportunity to promote some businesses quickly that we have here at Better Day Ministries. I want to put out there two daughters of Zion that are real dear to me, Talia and Tawana, who has businesses in It's dealing with printing, making shirts, business cards, as well as soaps, candles. I'm talking about all kind of things that you can think of as far as women and beauty products is concerned. You understand? You can get shirts made. You can get your events decorated. Dealing with birthday parties, graduations, all kind of things of that nature. Make sure you go check out those websites. You will not be disappointed by checking them out. Shalom, the Don good seeing us tonight. We also have LaDon Atkinson, who deals with the bed bonnet ladies, for you that are trying to keep your hair straight when you get your hair done. Y'all drop all this money on your hair, you understand, and you don't want your hair to be messing up in the day or two. Where she makes a bed bonnet that you can put over your pillow, the first part of your bed, but can keep your hair looking good, sharp, you understand, and you don't have to be wearing all these different head coverings to sleep at night, and your hair still be in place the way you like it. So check that out. You can Google bed bonnet, and we'll get you the information specifically if you want the website to order that, as well as my sister LaShonda Atkinson, who has her own personal massage parlor to do all kind of massage and aromatherapy. So if you're interested in that, she's on the live here on Facebook. But if you're not, hit me up and we'll connect you with her. She's in the Greensboro area. She does deal with people in High Point, all throughout the area: High Point, Greensboro, Winston-Salem. You understand? So hit these 4 daughters design up if you are seeking any of those products, and they will handle you accordingly. All right. Now, also, D, will you put in the link for the barbershop talk every Thursday at 8:30 with my aunt, Pastor Ken Schools of Restoration Center, Charlotte. On Zoom, we have a weekly barbershop talk. It's been bananas. It's been crazy. It's been very informative. So each Thursday night at 8:30, put this link in. You come on in, and it's a judge-free zone. You can go in and say what you want to, just like in the regular barbershop, man. So, men, if you're looking for an outlet to be able to talk with some like-minded people who are discussing real-life solutions to the things in our community, things going on in our families, or just personal issues that you have with yourself, you understand, come on to the barbershop talk. It's a judge-free zone. You don't have to worry about anyone attacking you for what you say. You can say what you need to say and feel free at the barbershop. So make sure you come up with that. LaShonda has put in the information for her on Facebook. Those who watching on YouTube, if you're interested, just email me at levandaingham@gmail.com. We'll make sure we get that information to you. All right. Lastly, we had a wonderful new moon celebration this weekend. All praise to the Most High. Coming into the summer season, we're really excited about what the Most High has done. You mind going to YouTube and getting the link for I forgot to put that in message. We did a message called Don't get caught up in the mirages. And it just says on YouTube, it just says New Moon Celebration. I'm going to put the link in there for that. If you guys missed that message, you need to check it out. All praise to the Most High for what came out this weekend. We also took part in a panel discussion along with Pastor Charles Dickinson of Liberty Community Sabbath Church. And it was truly a blessing to be up there with Renata Wade and my aunt Ken Schools. We really feel that it was a profitable thing, and we're looking forward to doing many more of those with the Christian Church. So if you have pastors, friends, leaders in the community that are interested in getting some information about the awakening, contact me at levandaingham@gmail.com. We got some things in the work right now. We're talking with different people around the country that we try to bring in to do some things here as soon as we get some people who are willing to let us use the venues. So if you guys know anyone who has venues that can sit 100 plus people, please contact us, because it's time to get the word. You understand? And we got some people that are willing to not only contribute their talents and their ministries but we also got people who will support these things financially. So, but we just need the places to do it. Okay. So if anyone knows anyone around different parts of North Carolina, let us know, because we're trying to reach all of our people in the world, all of our brothers and sisters in the Christian church, anyone who has the ear to hear. We're trying to get this information out, because I'm telling you, it's about to get real. You think it's crazy now? You haven't seen nothing yet. Lastly, after this weekend, I will never be able to doubt whether people love me or not. I'm never going to be able to doubt that. I have never been in my life attacked and as much in the world that I was this weekend. And I'm using the word attack loosely because it was all in love. You know, for those who follow us at Better Day Ministries, you know, you don't never see us come on with cash apps and PayPal accounts, and you don't never see us pleading with people to give money and all that. We just say, hey, so you do, if you don't, we're going to get this word out. We're at the rap of the clap. But this weekend, I received tongue lashing after tongue lashing, because we didn't pass the proverbial play around under the new moon feast. We didn't have places where people can donate money. We weren't giving out cash apps and PayPals. And so all these people just kept coming to me like, yo, what are you doing? Why are you not allowing people to sow? You spend all this money buying all this food, this and that. And that's outside of my nature. So to keep me safe and alive so I can preach this gospel, right? Every Tuesday now, because we're not going to do it on the Sabbath, but every Tuesday, we will be putting the cash apps into the lives so that people can do what the Spirit leads you to do, okay? Now, that first cash app it says $ Lavana Ingham. Those for those who would like to sow into me, right? So if you say, listen, I want to bless the elder, I want to bless the pastor, I want to do something for them, you send that to that, okay? But if you want to send strictly for the work of the ministry, you want to pay tithes, you want to give offerings to further the things of what we're doing at Better Day Ministry, you sow into betterdayministry.com. I mean, it's not betterdayministry.com, at Cash App Better Day Ministries, okay? So make sure you separate those things, because we don't want to mix those things up, all right? And for all you guys who have went out of your way to sow into us and to give to us and help to us and just make our lives easier and better, your support means more than we can say, and we're really grateful for it. But this weekend, I realized that I may not make it another day if I don't start doing this. I will be literally killed for not, you know what I'm saying? So that just shows that people really love you, really care for you, and really want you to be taken care of. So, you know, that's a love that you can't manufacture, and we truly appreciate it. But I can't risk my life no more not doing that. Right? I can't. So we're gonna put it out there. And for those who want to do this now, especially when it comes to the Sabbath, if you feel cool when you come in on the Sabbath, because we're meeting now and giving, we have a thing that you can sow into, whatever case may be. But if you do cash out, whatever case may be, you can do those things on Fridays or Sundays and send them that way if you want to pay your tithes for your week when you get paid. All right. But that's for all a Better Day and for all those around the country in which we minister to. All right. Now, having gotten that out of the way, it's time to lock in. Tonight, we're going into our Q&A. For those who have questions that are listening live with us, you can submit your questions. We will answer the question in the order in which they came. So let's get started tonight. Sirach, the 4th chapter, and Sirach 18. For those who don't have an apocrypha, please grab a separate phone, tablet, or a laptop and go to Google, put in SIRACH. We're going to be in and out of the apocrypha tonight, so you're going to want to be able to follow along with us. Tonight's foundation scripture starts Sirach, the 4th chapter, and Sirach 18. Sirach 4, so that started at verse 25.
In no wise speak against the truth.
Read that again.
In no wise speak against the truth.
In no wise speak against the truth.
But be abased of the error of thy ignorance.
Now, we're starting here tonight because a lot of people have a lot to say about this awakening, in which they don't have the proper information to speak on. And so I really, really beg and beseech the brothers and sisters who who are unaware of certain things to not run off at the mouth before you have the information. Because you think you're speaking against men, but what you don't realize is you're speaking against the Most High. Regardless of what these so-called apologetics and pastors and people are telling you, every time you talk against Israel, the true Israelites, the so-called black men, the so-called African-American men, the so-called Native Americans, the so-called Hispanic and Latino, people of West South Africa, and all of our brothers and sisters who are scattered around this world, every time you speak against that, every time you put up memes to clown it, every time you talk about you're not supposed to keep the law, you pastors that continue to teach your members to keep the law, you're not speaking against us. You're speaking against the Most High. You understand? So read that again. So he says what?
In no wise speak against the truth,
right?
But be abased of the error of thy ignorance.
That's what you should be concerned. You should be ashamed of your ignorance. That's what you should be worried about. Instead of trying to prove somebody wrong, you better go in and make sure that you wrong. You ain't wrong. Right? Verse 26.
Be not ashamed to confess thy sins.
Right.
And force not the course of the river.
That's what some of you right now are just ashamed to admit the fact that you were wrong. We were wrong. Because you understand admitting that the law is supposed to be kept, that you are a sinner. And many of you don't want to admit that. So in other words, to make you feel good in your conscience, you have to speak it against the law. You have to attack people and make them seem to be the bad guy. But what you don't understand is the longer it takes you to confess your sins, you're doing, read that last part, you're doing what?
And force not the course of the river.
Force not the course of the river for you to be flooded with the wrath of the Most High. You understand? Verse 28.
Make not thyself an underling to a foolish man, neither accept the persons of the mighty.
Read that first part again.
Make not thyself an underling to a foolish man.
You gotta let this loyalty go, ladies and gentlemen. Loyalty to people who don't believe in God, who don't believe in this Bible, who don't believe in righteousness. You better be careful who you follow. All these smooth talk conscious guys, better be careful. Okay, verse 28.
Strive for the truth unto death.
You should don't ever get satisfied. I think you know enough. This is another problem that's going on with our brothers and sisters. You think because you've been in the church for 20 years and it so-called works for you? Nah. You got to do what? He says what?
Strive for the truth unto death,
right?
And the Lord shall fight for
thee. And the Most High will fight for you, right? What's on that?
Be not hasty in thy tongue,
right?
And in thy deeds slack and remiss.
See that? Be not hasty to speak against something you don't understand. And if you're going to talk it, you better be living it. Okay?
Okay.
All right, let's go to Sirach 18. This is the foundation. For those who are coming on, you can submit your questions, and we will answer those questions in the order we came. We have about 8 good questions already submitted. Where's TZ? We got to put out APB out on TZ, bro. I ain't seen him in 8 weeks, bro. You know what I'm saying? What happened to him? What happened to Better Day? Where are these guys at, bro? Maybe with the Savage beat, we just giving them so much truth like this that I don't need nothing else. I'll take that as a compliment. That's what it is. All praise. All right. Maybe we're doing a good job of it. Sirach 18, and let's look at verse 20.
Before judgment, examine thyself, and in the day of a visitation, thou shalt find mercy.
Read that again for me. He said, what?
Before judgment, examine thyself.
This is the problem. Everybody else is looking around, examining everybody else. But the best thing you need to be doing right now is examining yourself. We're talking about doing some, what they call racial and justice reform. No, you better do some me reform. Okay? That's what you need to be concerned with. You can do some soul reform. I mean, marching for some justice reform. You better be marching for your own soul reform. You understand? You better make sure you straight. Why you trying to hold everybody else accountable? Look at these. Terminate glasses. Right? Verse 21.
Humble thyself before thou be sick, and in time of sin show repentance.
So right now, you better begin to humble yourself before these things come. And in that what?
And in the time of sin, show repentance.
Show repentance. Some of you are too busy trying to hide and not let people know what's going on with you, that you're not even taking time to talk to the Most High, who knows everything. This is what Transformation Tuesday is all about. Verse 22.
Let nothing hinder thee to pay thy vow in due time, and defer not until death to be justified.
Don't be used to these guys sitting on the side of sitting in the deathbed talking about something. Yeah, I want to confess Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. It's too late. Don't believe the hype. You think you're gonna sin for 70 years and sit on the side of the bed as you take your last breath? Yeah, I said him in my Lord and Savior. Don't believe the hype. Okay, don't believe that Constantine hustle with it. That's the whole Constantine hustle. That's what people don't know. Everybody talking about Constantine accepted Jesus Christ. No, Constantine accepted the white Jesus 3 seconds before he died. Okay, anybody would do that on the verge of your death. That's not genuine, especially when you've been hearing the truth your whole life. Stop buying into the whole man on the cross. That was the first time he heard it. He didn't have no other opportunity to hear it before. That's how he was taking his last breath that he can come in. No. Some of you guys are on here every week. You've been to church 50 times. You've been hearing it, and you think you can sin up until the point of death. And they're like, oh yeah, Jesus, come on in. Yeah. No. Don't let them gas you, bro. Don't let them gas you. Please. Don't let them gas you. What we at, Sue?
Verse 23.
Verse 23.
Before thou prayest, prepare thyself, and be not as one that tempted the Lord.
You better get it right. You're asking the Most High to move in your life. You better make sure you're open and have reached the standard in order to get this prayer answered. You understand? Go ahead.
Think upon the wrath that shall be at the end, and the time of vengeance, when he shall turn away his face.
You better be concerned with that. You better be mindful of that. Right? Go ahead.
When thou hast enough, remember the time of hunger, and when thou art rich, think upon poverty and need.
We're thinking about poverty and need when we actually in poverty and have need. No, you think about these things during the other times. When you're on top, you look at the bottom. When you're on the bottom, you have your mind focused on getting back to the top. You understand? Watch this. Verse 26.
From the morning until the evening, the time is changed, and all things are soon due before the Lord.
Soon done.
Soon done before the Lord.
See that? So you better do it now. This is what Transformation Tuesday is about. Transforming. Not staying the same, but transforming into the image of the greatest Israelite who ever lived, Yeshua HaMashiach, who the world know to be Jesus the Christ. Huh?
Come.
All right. Now, like I said, for those who submit your questions, we will answer those questions in the order in which they came. First question for tonight. What do you think the real issue is with the Black community? What do you think the real issue is with the Black community? Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's really not something we can answer in a couple of precepts. I mean, we've really been dealing with this for about 4 years. And we've only scratched the surface. Shalom, Juice. Shalom. Right? It's not something we can really answer in 4 precepts, but we're going to make an attempt to it. What do you think the real issue is with the Black community? You can't do this in a setting of a Q&A. But I told the brother that we would take it on, but this is only dealing with the surface. You understand? All right. So let's go to Jeremiah 50. I need you to hold that and get Isaiah 30. Matter of fact, before we go there, let's do this in backwards. Let's go Proverbs 16 and then Proverbs 29. Let's deal with a couple precepts quickly, some wisdom on it, and then get into the meat of it. But I'm telling you right now, this is not in no way, shape, form, or fashion dealing with the totality of the issue in which we're facing as a community. But as far as the QA setting is concerned, this is the best way we can do it. Proverbs 16 and Proverbs 29. To be honest with you, I might just leave it at this because if I don't, this thing might get blown into a whole extended thing. And this become the Q&A. This really could be, we could do this question for the next 2 hours. Literally, we really could, with no issue. Proverbs 16 and Proverbs 29. Proverbs 16, so let's look at verse 7 through 8 there.
When a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him.
Now, as we try to get across to our people over and over again, we are looking for solutions in the wrong place. You're trying to make your enemy accept you versus Salakia. We are trying to, as a people, trying to make our enemies accept us versus making the one who sent the enemy to accept us. And that's the problem. Okay. Like if somebody comes to kill me, right? And I'm like, yo, bro, what are you doing? Why are you killing me? Why are you trying to kill me? And it's like, yo, such and such symptom. Then now I got to realize the guy that's trying to shoot me is not really the person. It's the guy that sent them. Because if someone never sent them, he wouldn't be coming. So that means my issue is not directly with the assassin. My problem is the one who sent the assassin. And because our people ain't talking about that or don't have any idea about that, we keep looking at the one guy when it's really the Most High who sent them. But see, that can't happen because the God that they preach in Christianity, oh, he's good and he's loving and he loves the sinner but hates the sin. So you can't imagine a God that will come and send people to destroy you. You can't imagine that. So read that again. It says what?
When a man ways please the Lord.
So if the so-called black man, the so-called African-American man, as a totality, really live in a way that was pleasing the Most High, this is what he would do for us, right?
He maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him.
See that? But because we're not, there's no protection. Watch this, verse 8.
Better is a little with righteousness than great revenues without right.
So this is another issue of the so-called black man. Once upon a time, my parents of the back in the day, they all talked about that our communities was better because everybody was poor and didn't have nothing. So everybody just like, listen, we're gonna take care of each other. We didn't have much, but you was righteous. You didn't have a bunch of baby mamas. You didn't have a bunch of robbing and killing. People was good. But as soon as we began to chase the American dream, I said, listen, I need the money. I need to be able to floss. I need the fashion. I need the cars. I need the house. This mindset of it's better with a little righteousness went out of the window. And we started chasing the money. And then now, because we're chasing the money, we have to do what it takes for the devil to give you that money. You have to become what you need to become in order for the devil to give you that money. So these are two small issues that's wrong with our communities. Right? Let's go to Proverbs 29. Proverbs 29. I should give you verse 18 there. Watch this. This is another issue with the so-called black community.
When there is no vision, the people perish.
Right there. The so-called black man, the so-called African-American man has no vision. Some of us want to be Democrats. Some of us want to be Republicans. Some of us want to vote. Some of us don't. Some of us want to be Baptist. Some of us want to be Zion. Some of us want to be Cogent. Some of us want to be full gospel. Some of us want to be Jehovah's Witnesses. Some of us want to be Muslims. Some of us want to rob, steal, and sell drugs. Some of us want to go off to college and get a good education. Some of us want to remain ignorant and not read a book if they can ever help it. This is the problem. Because whether you want to accept it or not, the Gentiles of this world have one vision and one vision only. Psalms 83. And they have never, ever moved away from that. The vision is clear. Remove Israel from existence. So while we over here following the Chinese man, serving Buddha, and following the white man celebrate Christmas, Easter, and Thanksgiving, and following the so-called Arabs, following and talking about some Allah, doing all these other things, all of them are focused generally, consistently, and concretely on eradicating us from the earth. Their vision has never changed. We don't want you go into a seminar and everybody talking about this is going to be the change for our community. Guaranteed all these conferences and seminars and discussions that's about to pop off in the next couple of weeks. I can just imagine the madness that will be discussed there. We need capital and banks. We need education. We need technology. We need Jesus. We need Allah. We need guns. But I can guarantee you one thing that won't be discussed. Read the rest of that verse.
Where there is no vision.
No, last part.
But he that keepeth the law.
But he that keepeth the Most High's law.
Happy is he.
Happy is he. Now that I can guarantee you won't be on the agenda. No conference, no TED Talk, no seminar, nothing. The Most High law, statute, commandments will never be discussed. And you'll have countless amount of Christian pastors invited to the table. And they'll never bring up the law. Another issue of the so-called black community. Lastly, Jeremiah 50. And I know when I say this may, whatever. So somebody asked me the other day, I was out, and said, yo, is your ministry doing anything for Juneteenth? So I played ignorant. I said, what is Juneteenth? It said Juneteenth is the celebration of our true Independence Day. Oh, we said the independence of who? Said us, black people. It's our Independence Day. Okay. I said, have you been watching the news lately? He said, what do you mean? I said, have you been watching the news lately? Yeah, man, it's going crazy out here. What happened? Yeah, they killed another black man in the street, man. You seen it, right? Yeah, I see it. What's been going on? What's going on as a result of that? People protesting and stuff. Why they protesting? Because our people keep dying and keep getting killed. I thought you said we were going to celebrate our independence. And he just looked at me. He just looked at me. He couldn't say nothing. You want me to do a celebration for independence, but you're telling me right now you're fighting for equality. Is that free? But these are the conversations that our people don't want to have because our people are too busy having symbolic gestures to talk big. Black Lives Matter, Juneteenth, melanated. We just keep saying all these stuff that sounds good. Just the reason to have a party and draw a crowd. But you talking to me right now, the whole streets is rioting and stuff. We want to be changed, we want to be treated equal, but you asking me to celebrate Juneteenth. Come on, that's our Independence Day. That was over 200 years ago. There's no significant change from that day. But you said about let's celebrate Juneteenth. This is the problem. This is the mindset of our people. I saw somebody posted today tomorrow. The Juneteenth celebration need to be the greatest one ever this year. Wow, really? So that's what we are. Jeremiah 50, watch this. Verse 4.
In those days, And in that time, said the Lord,
Right.
the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together,
Right.
going and weeping.
Going and weeping.
They shall go and seek the Lord their God.
And seek the Most High their Yah. This is what is going on right now. This is what's been happening in the so-called America for the last 30, 40 years. That the 12 tribes are waking it up, according to Ezekiel 37. The dry bones are coming alive. And they're seeking the Most High. Watch this, verse 5.
They shall ask the way to Zion,
right,
with their faces toward saying, come and let us join ourselves to the Lord in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten.
So right now, everybody is looking amongst ourselves. The ones that are waking up, their eyes are opening up. We're not looking to the government. We're not looking to rally around political organizations. We're looking to each other saying, look, what talent you got? What you got? Let's come together. Let's face the east every Sabbath and let's pray to the Most High. Let's seek the Most High. Right? But this is the problem. When these situations happen, this is what happened. Verse 6.
My people have been lost sheep.
We lost sheep.
Their shepherds have caused them to go astray.
And the shepherds, the so-called leaders, have caused us to go astray. They're still talking about marching. And let me put this out, ladies and gentlemen. For some of you that just may not understand what's going on. See, the devil is very crafty, right? Because what he understands, what most people don't understand is he has no power. This is why 1 Peter 5 and 9 says, it's like your 1 Peter 5 and 8 says, that he roams as a lion, seeking who he may devour. He doesn't have the power to kill or destroy anybody. Only thing he can do is convince you to kill yourself by sinning, going outside of the will of the Most High. So, ladies and gentlemen, what you've been watching is a theatrical performance for the last few weeks. So all of a sudden now, across the country, they're talking about defunding police departments, right? So on the surface, when you hear that, oh, that sounds good. But who are you going to call when your house get broken into? What you going to do when there's a shooting? Who you calling? See, what I can guarantee you is the only police will be defunded is community police in our communities. So once they defund the police in our communities, and the ignorant of our people say, hey, we got a green light, crime rate raise, who do you think is coming in? Guys don't understand, man. This is all a theatrical performance to call martial law in our communities. Because, ladies and gentlemen, let me put this out here. The other day, I listened to the guy's speech at the so-called funeral by force. I was at a place where it was being played. I had no other choice but to listen to it. Today, I listened to the so-called speech on purpose to see if the same rhetoric was being said, and it was. Now, why was it a necessity to say in both speeches, these people hit the streets in the midst of a pandemic, putting their health on the lines, knowing that they can get sick and win anyway? Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Because he knows, just like his handlers know that told him to say it, that everyone that went live And everyone that formed that being that these protesters will be so-called corona tracked in the months to come. And everybody that was there, sooner or later, you will be on quarantine, buddy. And when you rebel against it, because you turned your back on the cops, the guard and the armies are coming. And because you are a potential coronavirus carrier, that's what it was all for. That's what it was all about in the first place. This is why you keep having story after story pop up. Yeah, I was out there and I got it. People put their health on their lives. That's why they keep saying that. God's playing a dirty game. That's why they keep on the news every night. The cases are rising up. Second wave, second wave, second wave. Why? The majority of the Gentiles, you know what they're doing? They're in the house. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you. We've been trying to tell y'all for 3 years, you won't listen. You won't listen? Read it again.
My people have been lost sheep.
Right.
Their shepherds have caused them to go astray.
The shepherds have caused them to go astray.
They have turned them away on the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
They have gone from mountain to hill.
You're going from mountain to the hill. That means you're dropping. Because when you're in the mountain, you're closer to the Most High. Now that you're going from the mountain to the hill, you're falling. What else?
They have forgotten their resting place.
And they have forgotten their resting place. And because our shepherds won't tell us this, this is what's happening and what's going to happen at an enormous rate in the next few months. Verse 7.
All that found them have devoured.
All that found them shall and will devour them. And what will they say? Go ahead.
And their adversary said, we offend not.
We offend not.
Because they have sinned against the Lord.
Because they have sinned against their Father. They know who you are. That's why in their churches and in their political organizations, they continuously will tell you, forget this Bible. Don't worry about that law. So they can kill you. That's the point. Because you think what is happening to you is racism. You must understand who you're dealing with. Now, that's the problem. That's the short version of what's wrong with the Black community. If you want the full answer to what we need to do, be here this Sabbath for the lesson called The Romans Are Coming. The Romans Are Coming. This Sabbath at 9:30. Next question. You got anything to submit it? All right, next question. I believe I already know how you're going to answer this. With everything happening, do you agree that it may be wise to start militias among ourselves? I believe the time has come for us to be more on the offense than the defense. I'll read that again. I believe I already know how you're going to answer this. With everything happening, do you agree that it may be wise to start militias amongst ourselves? I believe that the time has come for us to be more on the offensive than the defensive. We need to get a Eventually, we need to get us one of those ad-lib sounds. You know how they be having it at the radio shows? So we can just push a button and just play it. Because right now, I would be pushing the Oprah Winfrey one, Color Purple. If anyone want to know, I've been told that I'm getting a little outrageous with that, so I'm going to fall back and not say it. But if you want to know what my answer is, the fullest of my answer, just look at Oprah Color Purple and go to the scene where the woman asks if she want to be a maid. And that's my answer to should we get a militia going forward. But I let the script speak for it because Sound Council told me to fall back from that. So I'm falling back. All right, let's go to Matthew 10. But no, if you want to die quickly, yes. You want to survive Babylon? No. All right, let's get Matthew 10 to 16 verse. Matthew 10, 16.
Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves.
I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Back in the day, my old heads probably know what I'm talking about. When that song, Outkast made a song, me and you, your mama and your cousin too. On that song, Andre 3 Stacks said, man, they got them gats that'll blow out our back from where they stay at. You come on there with a pistol, and there's a guy can sit at the crib with a drone and nuke your whole neighborhood. You think you got a couple of pistols and some AR-15s, a couple of guys, you think you're gonna make a difference in that? When the guy don't even have to leave his house and nuke you up? They got them gas that'll blow out our backs from where they stay at. Right? Read that again. It says what?
Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves.
Right?
Be ye therefore wise as serpents.
We gotta be wise as serpents.
And harmless as doves.
And harmless as doves. So, yeah, you gotta have the wisdom of how to operate in this world, but you gotta be harmless as doves because that's the only way the Most High is gonna protect you if you follow this law, statute, commandments. So they get caught up in this foolishness, man. Yeah, we're gonna go out and we're gonna take down some stuff. Yeah, your lives. That'll be the only thing you take down is you and your family. Go out in a blaze. And when the news come out about you, trust me, it won't be you was trying to take down. It was you was a terrorist. That's what it's gonna be. Because, ladies and gentlemen, do you think that all these cops that got killed and these cops, cars, and all these buildings, you think these things being destroyed, which was mostly by the Gentiles, now our people, you think there's gonna be a G-pass on that? No. Let me remind some of you guys that forgot. What was the rhetoric of the government about the Black Lives Matter organization about a year or two ago? Wasn't they considered a hate group? Did a couple of senators and congressmen refer to them as terrorists? Well, ladies and gentlemen, who has been getting all the publicity of backing all of these protests around the country and the world? Black Lives Matter. So guess what? In the next month or two, that's going to be a sudden rise, a division in the Black Lives Matter organization. Mark my word on this tape. And those are going to go radical. You're never going to see their faces. You're never going to know who they are. But there's going to be a division in the Black Lives Matter. And then all of a sudden, they will be terrorists and they will be hits. And those with guns and militias will die. Instead of the proverbial, as Dave Chappelle said, sprinkle some crack on them, now it's going to be put a Black Lives Matter t-shirt on. Ladies and gentlemen, the organization is owned and funded by George Soros, a Jewish Amalekite. You really think he has the best interests at heart? He's funded it for you? Right. Okay. Now, let's go to Matthew 26. So I know some of the people that got a couple of precepts. I know what you're saying. Well, Luke 22 and 36 said that Christ told us to sell our purse and go buy a sword. Right? He told us that. Well, yeah. Yeah, go buy you a gun to protect your wife and your family. But Matthew 26, verse 52 says what?
Then said Jesus unto him,
right?
put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword.
All that live by the sword will die by it. See that? So yeah, you go get it, but if you're gonna live by it, you will die by it. You understand? Now, lastly, let's go to Romans 12. Shalom, good seeing you on the while. Ain't seen you in a while, Tip. Man, good seeing you, man. Let's go to Romans 12. I need to holler at you, man. I'm gonna give you a call later this week. Romans 12, verse 17 through 19. This is the position that we need to take. Not a militia, but this is the position that we must take. Romans 12, 17 through 19. Bring it out.
Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men.
To who?
In the sight of all men.
Go ahead.
If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men.
Live peaceably with who?
With all men.
With Israelites.
With all men. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves.
What? Hold on, he said what?
Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves.
No, he said make sure you get some video.
Avenge not yourselves.
Pop up, man, load up. Let's get it.
Avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath.
He said what?
Rather give place unto wrath.
He said rather give place unto wrath. For the Most High, go ahead.
For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, said the Lord.
See that? Yeah, I understand. We all still in captivity, fam. Hey, I understand, fam. Good to see you, though. So the Most High said, listen, don't be repaying vengeance for vengeance. You give me room, because if you get out there and you get out of pocket, now I got to deal with you too. You don't want no problems. Okay? You know how it is when we're growing up? Like you get in a fight with your sibling, and one of your siblings hit you, and then you hit him back, and you're like, well, you hit me first. Don't matter. Now you both get it. So you don't want no problems. Okay? Best thing you do, fall back, let the Most High handle it. Right? We don't do no militias. If you're involved in any congregation, in any camps, talk about we get a militia and we stacking arms, you either doing one or two things. A madman or a federal agent. Either way, run as fast as you can. Okay? Believe it. Anybody that's coming in on the Sabbath, talking about let's get some guns and lock and loaded, you're either dealing with a madman or a federal agent. Either way, run as fast as you can. Okay? Now, next question. Did you ever remember that question that you talking about the other day? You ever remember that? When we said the question, but we didn't even ever deal with it. I thought about that earlier. Yeah. Then you said somebody educated you said something about it, but you forgot to say it. Okay. All right. Shalom, Sister Yvette. Good seeing you with us tonight. Elder, next question. Elder, I've been watching you for a while, and I truly appreciate your dedication to Israel. But lately, I'm finding it hard with standing with you when it comes to not hating the Gentiles, especially Esau. They have done too much to be forgiven and accepted. Can you honestly say that I'm wrong? I'll read that question again. It says, Elder, I have been watching you for a while, and I truly appreciate your dedication to Israel. All praise to the Most High. That's me saying, respond to that. But lately, I'm finding it hard with standing with you when it comes to not hating the Gentiles, especially Esau. They have done too much to be forgiven and accepted. Can you honestly say that I'm wrong? Well, my answer to that is yes, I can say that you're wrong, but I understand also. But this is what I need you to see before I give you the answer. Yes, you're wrong, but I do understand your position. So I need you to keep this in mind first before we go into the meat of what you're asking. So let me get Ezekiel 35:5, and then let me get Isaiah 1:9. Okay? So when you say they have done too much to be forgiven and accepted, that's actually the scriptures. Let's get that. Ezekiel 35:5. Watch this.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred
They had a perpetual hatred.
and hast shed the blood of the children of
They
Israel
had shed the blood of the children of Israel
by the force of the
by
sword
the force of the sword.
in the time of their calamity,
In the time when we were dealing with the curse.
in the time that their iniquity had an end.
Now, so when we was dealing with Deuteronomy 28, when we were forced to go into slavery, what happened to us was a result of our sins, of our ancestors. But what happened from 1865 going forward, that's all on them. Right? The lynching, the abortion clinics, crack, the war on drugs, right? The poison of the food, the poison of the water, all of that's on them. So even when our iniquity came to an end, they kept killing us. You're right. This is the part that you don't take into consideration. Most Israelites who are still in that angry zone don't consider. Not only them, my brother, but so also us have done too much to be forgiven. Isaiah 1:9. This is why I keep trying to tell people, the more you're looking out talking about what everybody else is doing, the less you're going to look at yourself and correct you. Isaiah 1:9.
Except the Lord of hosts have left unto us a very small remnant.
Right?
We should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
Do you understand that? Do you understand that? See, ladies and gentlemen, we keep talking about we the people and all this and that. The only reason today we know who we are is because of our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's it. We should have been Sodom and Gomorrah. So while you harping on homosexuals and harping on so-called white men, remember, read it again.
Except the Lord of hosts have left unto us a very small remnant.
Right.
We should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
We ain't had to worry about getting wiped out by the so-called white man. He was going to wipe us out. Never forget that. Now, so let's go into what you're saying. Give me Deuteronomy 23 and Jeremiah 16. So he says, read what LaShonda put in there.
I pray that our people will realize we have a covenant to return to.
Mm-hmm.
When we as a nation turn back to Yah, he will do the rest.
Con. Now, so for everybody who said they keep the law, but you hate the so-called white man, it's probably going to hurt, because your elders and your mores, including telling you to do this, to hate the white man, they're never going to read this precept. This is another reason probably was filling the hole the so-called white man is Japheth. Deuteronomy 23, verse 7.
Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother.
Read it again.
Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother.
The Most High said in his law, that's not Leviathan saying this, okay? Don't hate the so-called white man. Why?
For he is thy brother.
For he is thy brother. They're not going to read that to you when they're telling you, yeah, look what he did. Look what he did. They're not going to read that. It is my job to tell you the whole story, not the part of the story to put to perpetuate what I want, to further my cause and my hatred. You understand? Read it again. He says what?
Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite,
right?
For he is thy brother. Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian.
Then you're not supposed to hate the Egyptian. Why?
Because thou wast a stranger in his land.
You see that? Now, what's the main reason that he tells us this? Verse 8.
The children that are begotten of them shall enter into the congregation of the Lord in their third generation.
So for all the ones that are telling the white man can never be saved, he will never go to that. You understand? He won't ever go there. So as long as you're hating people, you are preventing this. Jeremiah 16 and 19. Go there. Watch this. Jeremiah 16 and 19. This is what's happening now. This process is beginning now, but it's going to full steam ahead in the next years or two. Watch this.
O Lord, my strength,
right,
and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee.
In the time of affliction, the Gentiles going to do what?
Come unto thee,
right,
from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies.
Surely our fathers have inherited lies.
Vanity.
Vanity.
And things wherein there is no profit.
I was never told that the so-called black man was the chosen people. They lied to me. You see that? But if you're standing on the corner calling the white man the devil, you are hindering that. You understand? Now, so how are we supposed to be dealing when it comes to the Gentiles? Deuteronomy 4 and Matthew 5. In order to bring Jeremiah 16 and 19 to pass, this is how we must do. Watch this. Deuteronomy 4. Give me verse 5 through 9.
Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do it, that ye should do so in the land whether you go to possess it.
So we're getting ready to go back to Israel. Remember, this was what was told to our ancestors prior to coming into the land. We're getting ready to go back to the land. I think we need to be in line with that. Go ahead.
Keep therefore and do them. For this is your wisdom.
This is your what?
Wisdom.
This is your wisdom.
And your understanding.
And your understanding.
In the sight of the nation.
In the sight of the Gentiles. So when you're doing this, not screaming Black Lives Matter, but when you're keeping law, statutes, commandments, what will the Gentiles say?
We shall hear all these statutes and say,
what are they going to say now?
Surely, this great nation
is a wise
and understanding
people. Go ahead. For what nation
is there so great who have God so now unto them?
You see that? Oh, protest sign ain't going to do that. Law, statutes, commandments will do that. Holy days and Sabbaths and new moons is what's going to do that. Marching ain't going to do that. Because when you do this, those signs will go down and the new sign will come. Israelite lives matter. The Most High matters. Yeshua matters. Israel matters. And that's when we're going to see the earth shake up. Watch this. Go ahead.
For what nation is there so great who have God so now unto them, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great?
And what nation is there so great
that have statutes? And judgments. So righteous. As all this law.
That's just what?
So righteous as all this law.
As all this law.
Which I set before you this day.
That's what they're going to say. The law, not a jump shot, not a fiery, spicy up voice and a good speech. The law, the righteousness, Hamashiach. That's what will make them see and know that they have inherited lives. It would also let you know who's really for you and who is not. Matthew 5, 13 through 16. Right now.
Ye are the salt of the earth.
Uh-huh.
But if the salt have lost its savior, wherewith shall it be salted?
Right.
It is henceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out.
So the Hamashiach said this. So listen, if you guys are not using what I have given you to preserve and to enhance the world around you, you're no good to me. That's who the Lord will be, Jesus Christ saying that. He said, you're no good to me if you're not using your talents and your skills and your influence to bring them to me. Because, ladies and gentlemen, until you make the Gentiles bow to Hamashiach, them bowing to you means nothing. You say nothing but photo ops. Nancy Pelosi and all these guys and put on some African apparel and take a knee when the same guys were just crucifying Colin Kaepernick just last year for taking a knee. Now everybody want to get on the knee for some photo ops. Boy, stop. We don't believe you. You need more people. We ain't buying that foolishness. Our people so easily pleased, man. Oh, look at them. They're taking a knee for us. No, knee to a Hamashiach. Knee to the Most High. That's how I know you with me. The guys ain't with you. They just against Trump. y'all better wake up, bro. Them guys ain't with you. They're against Trump. The gun's gonna get right back aimed on you as soon as they get that guy out of there. Don't believe the hype. They need you now. Come November, it doesn't matter. Come on, man. Y'all better, man, verse 14.
Ye are the light of the world.
Ye are the light of the world.
A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid.
Right.
Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel. But on a candlestick.
Right.
And it is given light unto all that are in the house.
That's what your job is. To light up your homes, to light up your communities, to light up your jobs, light up your schools. This is what you're supposed to be doing. Shining light back to Hamashiach. How do I know that? Go ahead.
Let your light so shine.
Let your light so shine before men,
that they may see your good works.
They may see your good works
and glorify your Father.
And glorify the Most High,
which is in heaven.
You see that? But all of these people that are standing out there doing good works, who is it glorifying? Them or the Most High? That's how you know who they're with. That's how you know. See that? Because if y'all really listen to what these guys are saying in their speeches, it has nothing to do with the Most High. They're using the people's deaths and so-called deaths as political talking points. I'm telling y'all right now, if they take me out and y'all bring one of these guys back, they bring one of these guys to answer and let them do my eulogy. I'm telling you right now, I'm saying for seniors, they coming for y'all boys, man. I'm standing there when y'all come to the gate. Nah, fam. Y'all let them dudes do my eulogy, man. Nah. Don't use my death in no political talking points. Boys, stop. I ain't worried about that, because that'll never happen. I ain't even worried about that. All right? Now, next question.
So true. That stuff is just to appease and pacify black folks.
That's right, Sister Yvette. Exactly right. All right, next question. I see some Israelites wearing the Star of David necklace. Should we consider wearing it as well? What do you think? Question again. I see some Israelites wearing the Star of David necklace. Should we consider wearing it as well as what do you think. Once again, we got to get that ad-lib button, right? Okay. But no, all jokes aside, no. My little brother had to correct me on that several years ago. I was like, man, you know what I'm saying? But then it took me a time to realize, after the fact I researched it, I realized, how am I calling these guys the enemy and the devil? But then I'm going to rock the things that they rock. So before I break down what this really is, let me get Revelation 2 and 9, right? And let me get Proverbs 3 and 31. And this will go with their symbolism. This will go for their feast days. This will go for the God they call on. This will go for everything, okay? Let me get Revelation 2 and 9, and then let me get Proverbs 3 and 31. Then I'm going to break down what it actually is, okay? I'm going to tell you where they got it from, right? Revelation 2 and 9.
I know thy works and tribulations and poverty,
right?
But thou art rich.
This is the real Israelites you talk to. Go ahead.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say that they are Jews.
And I know the blasphemy of them who say they are Jews.
And are not.
And are not, but what?
But are the synagogue of Satan.
But are the synagogue of Satan. The Most High, Yeshua said, listen, nah, these guys say they're Jews, but they're not. They're the synagogue of Satan. Now let me get Proverbs 3 and 31. Now, we say these guys talk about that they went through the same thing we went through, and this and that. They try to share our story with the, whatever case it be. Pure madness. Yeah, they was on the slave ships, but the difference was they were driving the boat. They pulled up to a port owned by them. The cash us in at the banks owned by them. The start of stock markets and mutual funds started by them, based on our back. Okay. Yeah, they was part of the slave trade, right? They were the architects and the facilitators of it. Therefore, Proverbs 3 and 31 tells me what?
Envy thou not thy oppressor.
Envy thou not thy oppressor.
And choose none of his ways.
Choose none of his ways. Why would I choose my oppressor's symbolism? Why would I have my feast day the same day he does? Why would I say I'm calling the same God that he does? Why would I do anything in connection and relation to the guy that my state Lord and Savior called the devil? Right? Now, let me read you some facts, but let's go to Amos 5. And let me read you where this actually comes from. Jay put the Britannica in there. I want to make sure you guys have this information for yourself. Now, I always say, don't believe us for nothing. You have the information for yourself. Now, 3547. All right, so let's go here. Let me read this for you, a little excerpt of this on the so-called Star of David. Every time someone asks me that, I like, please give me the scripture where it says David was a star. Doesn't exist. Okay. Star of David, or Magen David, which means shield of David, is a Jewish symbol composed of two overlaid equilateral triangles that form a six-pointed star. So I could just stop there. Okay. Jewish symbol. I'm an Israelite. Why would I wear it? Okay. I could stop there, but I'm going to go a little bit forward. The symbol, which historically was not limited to use by Jews. So that means other people used it. You're going to find that out in a second, right? Originated in antiquity, when side by side with a five-pointed star, it served as a magical sign or decorations. Okay? In the Middle Ages, the Star of David appeared with great frequency amongst Jews, but did not assume any special religious significance. It is found as well as on medieval cathedrals. The term Magen David, which is a Jewish liturgy, signifies God as the protector of Shield of David. Gained currency amongst medieval Jewish mystics who attached magical powers to King David's shield, just as earlier known Jewish magical traditions have referred to its five-pointed star as the Seal of Solomon. Kabbalists popularized the use of the symbol as a protection against evil spirits. And I'm not gonna, you can read the rest if you like. So key words here is Jewish mystics, magical, Kabbalists, right? And I will read you this last part. The Jewish community of Prague was the first to use the Star of David as an official symbol. And from the 17th century on, the six-pointed star became the official seal of many Jewish communities and a general sign of Judaism, which has nothing to do with the Bible or Torah, though it has no biblical or Talmudic authority. Okay, so the link is in there. You guys can read up on that. But basically, it has nothing to do with Israelites. All to do with, you know, the other white people. Now, let's go to Amos, the 5th chapter, and let's read on what it really is. Okay? Let's go to Amos, the 5th chapter. And let's look at verses 25 through 27.
And he offered unto me sacrifices and offerings in the wilderness 40 years, O house of Israel.
So he's asking the question. When we was in the wilderness for 40 years, I built the tabernacle. I told y'all how to build it. I taught you guys how to offer sacrifices to me. He was there for 40 summers, man. This is what the Most High is saying, right? Verse 26.
But ye have borne the tabernacles of Moloch and tuned your image.
So he said, now, but now you're dealing with Moloch and chewing the image, what?
The star of your God.
The star of your God.
Which ye made to yourself.
Which ye made to yourself. I gave you a tabernacle. Right? I gave you a spot, but yet you're going to make something for yourself to these other gods. See that? Like, listen, man, it ain't got nothing to do with me. And as a result of that, verse 27.
Therefore will I cause you to go into captivity
right?
Beyond Damascus, said the Lord, whose name is the God of hosts.
Y'all see that? So that star is the reason why our people went into captivity. Yeah, in captivity, our people are putting it on. No. No. So no, don't rock with that. All right? You're welcome out. Now, next question. Compared to so many others, me and my family are truly blessed, but we're not without need. I just feel bad sometimes asking God for things when so many people are suffering. Should I spend less time praying for myself and devoting my prayers to help others be blessed? All right. Did we do that question last week? I went back and looked at this question. Did we answer the question? Did we answer that question last week? Okay. Because I went back and got the question that we didn't answer. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I'm going to read that again. It says, compared to so many others, me and my family are truly blessed, but we're not without need. I just feel bad sometimes asking God for things when so many people are suffering. Should I be spending less time praying for myself and devoting my prayers to help others be blessed? All right, good question. But one thing I like to tell people all the time is that you don't want to get in the habit of comparing yourself to others. Because once you start comparing yourself to others, you can declare yourself more righteous or more worse off than you need to be, right? Let Hamashiach be the example that you look to. Therefore, you will always know, I don't add up, I don't line up. There's always work for me to do, okay? You don't want to start comparing yourself to others. And you also don't want to get to the place where you start guilting yourself into doing things, because if you start doing things for the wrong reasons, it's not going to be received anyway, okay? Now, so the question was that I just feel bad sometimes asking God for things when so many people are suffering. Well, yes, there are a lot of people in the world that are suffering, but that doesn't mean that the Most High is going to cut off the source for you because people are suffering. If you're walking in faithfulness, you're doing what thus says the Most High, get what you can get. That's just the way it is. And you should never feel bad for that. Okay? Now, let's go to Sirach 18 and then we give me 1 Timothy 6. So if you're in a good place and the Most High is blessing you, let me show you what you can be doing. Don't feel bad about being blessed. Use that blessing for a reason. We read this earlier, but I want to go into this again just to show it for those who might be in this situation. So don't get so to the point where you think, okay, I got some money, I'm doing good, so let me just calm down. No. You don't want to do that because the Most High might be blessing you for a particular reason. Sirach 18, verse 25.
When thou hast enough, remember the time of hunger.
So when you have enough, when the Most High is blessing you, always remember the time when you didn't. Go ahead.
And when thou art rich, think upon poverty and need.
See that? Because what happens is when you're just getting by, you'll be to the point where you'll be grateful and you'll be content and you'll not get to the point where you'll be like wasting things. But then when you have a lot, you'll remember like, oh man, I remember the days that I have not. Let me save. Let me help somebody that's going through some situation. So it always keep you in a humble spirit. You understand? You never get this place where you just be too swag or too just out there. You understand? Okay, so let me get 1 Timothy 6. Okay. The last thing we need around here is for our people is those who are rich and getting blessed to feel bad about being rich and blessed. No. Matter of fact, let me get before we go there. Give me Psalms 35 and 27. Let me make this clear, because in the Christian church you hear this a lot of times. Well, you've heard this a lot in Christian church where, anybody who gets money, you're doing something the wrong way. The Most High, so people been told that Jesus is poor, and so people done took on this vow of poverty. That's madness. Let me Psalm 35, 27.
Let them shout for joy.
Let the Most High children shout for joy. Go ahead.
And be glad that favor my righteous cause. Yeah.
What?
That favor my righteous cause.
What's that? That the qualification for this is that you favor the Most High's righteous cause. Not getting money just to go buy stuff. Right? The qualification to be having this thing is that you are furthering along the gospel. Go ahead.
Yeah. Let them say continually, let the Lord be magnified, which have pleasure in the prosperity of his servants.
Which have pleasure. The Most High has pleasure in what?
In the prosperity of his servants.
The prosperity of his servants. You think you're happy when you're blessed? You're not. I'm telling you, it's nothing like how the Most High feels when his children are blessed. Think about it. Think about it when you're able to do something for your kid. You know how that makes you feel? When they're like, thank you, man, I'm so happy. Well, that's how he feels every time he's able to do something for his sons and daughters. Okay, so I want to put that out there. I want people walking around here getting money, the Most High blessing them, you feeling bad. Nah, don't do that. Let's go to 1 Timothy 6. Paul dealt directly with those who are better off than others. 1 Timothy 6. And look at verse 17 through 19.
Charge them that are rich in this world, right? That they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches.
So that's what we need to do. Those two things are very key. That because you have money and you're doing better off, don't be looking down on people and thinking you're better, but also not to put trust in uncertain riches. Because you never know. I'm telling you right now, especially in the day we are living right now. Soon, very soon, unless you be able to transfer these resources that you have with some more plausible resources, they're going to need some things for you to get access to that money. And I hope you're not willing to do what it takes to get it. All right. Verse, go ahead.
But in the living God,
put all your trust in the Most High. Go ahead.
Who gives us richly all things to enjoy.
See that? He gives you things to enjoy. There's nothing wrong with enjoying your life. Don't buy into that whole thing that you want to be sitting around miserable and you can't enjoy yourself, can't take trips, can't take vacations, can't get yourself nice things. No. Just don't make these things an idol. Don't think make these things your driving force. You understand? Verse 18.
That they do good.
That they do good.
That they be rich in good works.
That should be rich in good works.
Ready to distribute. Willing to communicate.
So when you got his money, I'm like, call game out, bro. 250. I got it. 250,000. Nobody doing it. I'm gonna have a crazy sum like I'm doing it. See, instead of doing that 250,000 on a car, you take about 60, 70, get you a nice whip, and you can take that, and you can take the rest of that, and you can buy a lot of people some cars. And they go there like, I'm telling you right now, I'm about to floss on it. But if you got 2 million, you got millions, then you can do that. You can do both. I brought that for the mind. I'm still gonna buy some cars though. All praise. All I'm saying is that just don't be about yourself, right? Verse 19.
Laying up in the store for themselves a good foundation, right, against the time to come,
right,
that they may lay hold on eternal life.
So what he's saying is you need to make sure that you have things made up, that you got good works that speaks for you, right? And don't just be out there saying, well, I'm signing checks and giving out checks, but I'm living wicked over here. Nah, no. They put that out there too. You can't buy your way into heaven. Okay? This has to come along with living a righteous lifestyle as well. Okay? All right, that's good. Let's keep moving. Right? Do we have the right to tell a person that they're going to hell? I know we teach what the Most High has given. The Bible shows what manner we are to govern our lives by. It also tells us tell us that those who do not do these things will go into the lake of fire. But do we single a person out and tell them they're going to hell? Just want to be right. Now, the basis of this question is asking, do we have the right to tell a person that they're going to hell? And I will say directly, no. But indirectly, yes. Now, do I go to Sue and tell Sue, bro, my bad. Sorry. My bad. Jay might have to say it to me. You're going to hell, bro. Break my phone. No, do you want to single someone out? Bro, you going to hell, fam? Nah, because you don't have the right to do that. You don't know what that person's going to do, how that person's going to change. But at the same time, this is one of the problems that is happening in the Christian church by taking the law out. Because once you took the law out, people think you can just roll the dice and just hopefully they made it in. This is why at these funerals you have all this lying going on. So I went down today. So I heard some things today, boy. I was like, boy, they better be glad that whole place is engulfed with fire and brimstone. I'm gonna leave it at that. But this is what's going on all the time, because everybody don't want to be real. You'll have Christians saying, you hear prominent Muslims die, and you hear Christians like, yeah, this guy's going to heaven. Do you believe the Bible? So this is the problem. When the law came out of the religions, now everybody has a right to say who's going and who's not, when the law pretty much clears it up across the board, right? So we don't want to get to this point where we're pointing fingers at people and saying this and that, but you just have to say what the scripture said. And we're going to leave it at this. Make it real sweet. Galatians 5, 17 through 21. I'm going to tell you right now, I'd rather somebody tell me the truth and gas me. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to share this real quick. I was talking to someone about this the other day, because, sometimes people want things given it to a real soft life. And some people do need it soft, right? It depends on the scenario. Some people need that harsh truth and you straight to the neck. And I was one of them. So quickly, when I was in college, one of my best friends committed suicide. And I came home for the funeral, right? And the preacher kept saying throughout the eulogy, saying, I hope he got it right before he closed his eyes, or without in hell he lifts up his eyes. Now I'm in that more pissed. Like I want to rush the altar. Like I'm mad. All right. Because he kept saying it over and over and over. He just kept saying it. He'd preach a little while, and he'd come back and say, I hope he got it right before he closed his eyes. So everybody know that he committed suicide. Because not in hell he lifts up his eyes. I left that man, I was so mad. And my girl at the time, we was driving back. And she was like, you got to get past that, because he was telling the truth. Like, what do you mean? That man don't know. She said, baby, how you don't know? He a preacher. She said, I know that was just your best friend and you love him, but he had to tell the people the truth. I'm mad at her. I'm going all the way back. School mad. Because I had to accept the realization that my brother, my man's, was in hell. But that anger started the process of me seeking the Most High. And I never will forget the first time Yeshua, who the world known to be Jesus, spoke to me. This is long before I got saved, maybe a year or so before I got saved. And he said to me this, you've been asking everyone else about me. Why don't you ask me about me? I'm never going to forget that. And that's when I started talking directly to him. So all this, Jesus loved the world, and all this, God loves everybody. He loves the sinner, and he understands this is madness. This is why hell has the largest stuff. Because people, a lot of these pastors don't want to lose members, and people don't want to lose friends. But for me, I don't want to lose souls. Because I've had plenty of people get upset when we drop this truth, and they eventually come back. We got a couple right now that we used to rock with us hard, boy. We told them, one in particular, I told them, don't go marry that dude. She went and married her. We ain't seen her in a year. Still praying for her. Hope she'll get back. But this is the way it goes. You understand? God tell people the truth. You get Galatians 5. And let's start at verse 17.
For the flesh lusts against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh.
Right.
And these are contrary the one to the other.
So your flesh is never going to want to do what Romans 8 chapter says that the flesh is enemy of being separated with the Most High. It means it will never be subject to the law. Never. It doesn't want to hear it. Right? Go ahead.
So that ye cannot do the things that ye would. But if ye be led of the Spirit, you are not under the law.
So what Christians have that the way the law is fulfilled in the flesh is that you're being led by the Spirit. Now, I mean, you don't have to keep the law. I'm led by the Spirit. I got the Holy Spirit. But you breaking the law. No, you don't have the Holy Spirit. Straight up. What that's saying is that now, from this point on, you don't have to follow the letter of the law because the Holy Spirit will never lead you to break the law. That's what that means. You have to be able to put the precepts together to understand what that is meaning. Romans 7 says that the law is spiritual. I'm telling y'all, stop letting these one verse willies gas you up. They don't love you. They love your money. They love your likes. Anybody that lied to you on purpose don't love you. Verse 18, verse 19.
Now the works of the flesh
are. These are the works of the flesh. Now, all these people that tell me they follow the Holy Spirit and live by the Holy Spirit, let's look at what the works of the flesh is.
Are manifest,
right?
Which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, and lasciviousness. That's
strong, wicked sexual desires. That's full of everybody in the Christian church. They're talking about they following the Spirit. Fornicators, adulterers, go ahead.
Idolatry,
the cross, the Christmas tree, the white Jesus pictures, all the statues, the pagan holidays, that's idolatry. You're saying you follow the spirit, but yet you're doing idolatry. Go ahead.
Witchcraft,
hatred,
variance, emulations, wrath,
right,
strife, seditions, heresies, envying,
right,
murderers, drunkenness,
right,
revilings, and such like. Of the which I tell you before.
I told you before.
As I have also told you in time past.
And I will tell you in time past. What else?
That they which do such things.
They that do these things
shall not.
Shall what?
Shall not.
Shall what?
Shall not.
Shall what?
Shall not inherit the kingdom of God.
Period. There ain't no grace gonna get you past that. These are things people don't want to talk about. I'm in the spirit. I got the Holy Spirit. And you're doing all of those things. You understand? It ain't happening. So no, we don't be going to tell someone straight like, yo, you're going to hell. But you need to put it out there. If you're involved in these type of lifestyles, hell is where you will lift up your eyes. Now, next question. I've come to the understanding that Chinese people do not come from Moab. They come from Japheth, ? So granted, do I do right with what's left on my time? Granted, I do right with what's left on my time. Am I going to be a slave in my eternal life? For my eternal life? And I'm gonna answer the next question. Let's do the first question. People keep telling everyone, I don't know where this teaching came from, where these Israelites getting this madness from, that Chinese people are from Moab. It is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Okay? So let me get Genesis 19, and let me show you how foolish that is in the first place. But before I take you there, let me show you a map of ancient Israel. It's telling you, man, you gotta, let me say this before I get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, I've said this countless amount of times. Shalom, Pastor Kaz, good seeing you on with us tonight. I've said this countless amount of times. I'm going to keep saying this until our people get it. You cannot eat from every table. You need to find you one elder and learn. And then you sit up under that elder and you precept and pray about and study and research everything that they give you. If it doesn't add up with the scriptures and they can't substantiate it with the precepts, run as fast as you can. I don't understand how people that say they listen to us and hear these things, you know you don't hear it come from us, and then they come back to us with stuff you heard from somewhere else. Like, what are we doing? Like, everybody that's talking about they Israel with a speech on and some fringes, that don't mean they know the Bible. But you're going to be confused if you're trying to go everywhere. This is a map of ancient Israel, okay? I want you guys to look at that nation right here in green, in dark green. Hands big, sorry. Okay. See that? Y'all see that? Dark green right there? That's Moab. See the light green looking straight across there? That's Moab. Okay? Put that on there for YouTube. So how is a country outside of Israel, how in the world can that be the Chinese people? That's pure madness. Y'all see that? You see that on YouTube? Right there. That's Moab. So you tell me, how did there end up being people from China? Show it again. Y'all see that? That's Moab right there. You see the light green? Look, so directly across. That's Moab. You see right there to your right corner adjacent there? That's the nation of Israel. Okay? Now, how in the world you telling me these people that live right here in Northern Africa, now they're the Chinese people? So let's go to Genesis 19 and see who Moab came from. Before we go there, we got to go to Genesis 12 first, so we can see who the father is, who his father is. Let's go to Genesis 12. And let's go straight to it. Let's go straight to it. Genesis 12 and 5. Watch this. Shalom, Mimi. Good seeing you over this night.
And Abram took Sarah, his wife, and Lot, his brother's son.
Lot, his who?
His brother's son.
Lot, his who?
His brother's son.
Lot, his brother's son. Wasn't Abraham a Hebrew? Won't he? And you saying you Hebrew, right? So if you black and Abraham was black, what does that make Lot? Chinese? You said, what they got to do with Moab? I'm going to show you. Let's go to Genesis 19. These are the precepts these guys, when they go to it, they'll never show you. When they come with this foolishness, they're never going to say anything to substantiate it. I remember back in the day, man, when I used to be in the church, I was like, man, why all this stuff, man, these names, man, these fathers and stuff, why they got this stuff? Now I know why. I love it now. Because you can't gas me no more now. If I know you, I know your father. Right? Genesis 19, let's start at verse 30.
And Lot went up out of Zoar and dwelt in the mountain, and his two daughters with him. Now, this is shortly after greetings, Sister Rogers. We just dealt with your question before, so if you missed it, you'll have to go back and watch it on the replay. This is after Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. Okay? So in their minds, they're thinking that they're the only ones that's left. They don't understand, right? So they left out of Zoar and they're in the mountains. Watch this, verse 31. And the firstborn said unto the younger, right, our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. So they thinking like, yo, man, it's over. Hey, everybody's dead. We don't know one's alive. I mean, think about it. You in a spot and you see rain of fire and brimstone coming from heaven, you probably think, yo, sick. Because that's all they knew, right? They didn't know about answer. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't know about Greensboro. You know, they don't know about anything about that. So they're like, yo, I see my city get wiped out. I'm assuming everybody else is done too, right? Watch this. So they think everybody's done. Verse 32. Come, let us make our father drink wine, right? And we will lie with him, and that we may preserve seed of our father. Now that may sound crazy, like wow, people we would do that, but you have to understand the circumstances in which these young daughters are facing. They thinking like, yo, it's over. So if we die, that's it. So I don't want you to judge them. I just want you to realize the significance of what was going on, right? Verse 33. And they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father. Right. And he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. So Lot didn't have any idea what was going on. He didn't know anything about it. I need to make sure that's clear. These women were doing what they thought they could do to preserve the people on the earth. Right? Go ahead. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, behold, I lay yesterday night with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. Right. And they made their father drink wine that night also, and the younger arose and lay with him. And he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. Thus were both the daughters of Lot with child by their father.
I see that. Watch this. Verse 37.
And the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab.
Called his name what?
Moab.
Called his name what?
Moab.
Chinese.
Moab.
Bruce Lee.
Moab.
Jackie Chan.
Moab.
Called him what?
Moab.
Chun Lee.
Moab.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking, man. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm trying to get where it comes from. Maybe I didn't see it. Read it again. Is it what?
And the firstborn bare a son,
right,
and called his name Moab.
Called his name what?
Moab.
Uh-huh.
The same is the father of the Moabites.
He said the same is what?
The same is the father of the Moabites.
Until what?
Until this day.
Until when?
Until this day.
Until when?
Until this day.
Until when?
Until this day.
Where did he get this madness from? Was it a lot of Hebrew? Come on. I'm done, man. That's all right, man. I'm just saying, man. It's crazy. I should listen to these guys, man. No Bible verses to back up anything. They just say anything, man. I'm trying to get it, man. I'm trying to get it. I want somebody to help me out, right? So this is the father of the Moabites. Lot, Hebrew, had a child with his daughter, Hebrew, and you telling me from that I got Jackie Chan. That's what you're telling me, right? I even heard one of them say, it's because it came through incest. You know what I'm saying? That's why the eyes are slated like that. You know what I'm saying? Telling you, boy. You are what your father is, man. Foolishness, man. Okay? So, listen. Anybody come telling you stuff like that, man, just, they can't break it down with the scripts, man. Just, you're wasting your time, man. Okay? You're wasting your time. All right. So this person that is asking this question has the understanding. I'm going to put it like this: has the understanding that their father was a Gentile, right? And so they're saying, if I marry a Hebrew man, he and I will not be married together in the afterlife. Okay. Now, but hold on. Let me go to the last part of the question. It says, "Am I going to be a slave for my eternal life?" Let me say this to all my Gentile brothers and sisters. Okay. Israel served the Gentiles as a form of punishment of the curse. The Gentiles will serve Israel as a form of reward. You got to stop looking at what the so-called white man did to our people in this country and then equate that slavery to what slavery the Bible's talking about. Because when you look in the Old Testament, I've been seeing that been coming up a lot this last couple of weeks too. It's when they've been talking about slavery, and the Edomites are going there, well, we still keep talking about slavery done in America, and they had slavery in the Bible. Be careful when you listen to Edomites, because they're always trying to justify their wickedness, right? A slave in the Bible, ladies and gentlemen, was an employee. He wasn't getting buck breaks by the master. Okay, he wasn't raping his wife. Okay, he wasn't taking his child and selling them to Judah, but he's living in Naphtali land. That's not what was happening. These guys was employees, and the law said that they had to treat them properly. That's not what happened to our people here in America. So for my Gentile brothers and sisters, when you hear these things talking about, yo, we're going to be slaves. No. That's not the same thing. Israel will be in rulership. The things that need to be done will be done by the Gentiles. But you're going to be in the kingdom with Yeshua. You really think that abuse and violence, you think these things are going to be going on? Anybody with that mindset won't be there. Listen, you ain't got to worry about these guys screaming and hollering and talking about you going to serve me. They won't be there. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. So stop letting these things like, I got to be a slave for the rest of my life. Listen. I would rather be a slave in the kingdom than be alive here in America. You better believe it. Because I'm people that are convinced themselves they ain't slaves, and it's pretty bad. And there be no police brutality, no none of that going on with William Shire. He's gonna get the sword to the chest, and he's gonna do it. So stop comparing the two. This is not the same. You're talking about a righteous savior, and you compare him to wicked and evil men. That's not the same thing. As I said before, Israel served as a form of punishment. The Gentiles will serve as a form of reward. Isaiah 43 talks about the fact that they're going to be bringing in witnesses. In Isaiah 49, they said they're going to be carrying them on their shoulders. But they want to show you, Yeshua, look what we done. They're going to be happy because they're going to see what happens to all the other Gentiles who said, I ain't serving no nigga ever. You right, you won't. It's going to go horribly wrong for them. Okay, so don't get caught up in that, man. You gotta let that go. Now, if I marry a Hebrew man, will I not be together in our afterlife? Matthew 22 and 30. Nobody's going to be together in the afterlife. If you die in Hamashiach, when you're raised, nobody's going back to husband and wife. It's not happening. The only people that are going to be married is the people that will be alive when Hamashiach come out. So you better get it all in while you're alive. Just put it out there. Husband and wife, you better not be wasting your time mad, because when you leave here, there ain't no catch up. You understand when your shot come. Matthew 22 and 30.
For in the resurrection, they neither marry.
They neither marry?
Nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of God in heaven.
See that? So they're going to be that. The purpose of marriage, ladies and gentlemen, is to populate. When you come in the kingdom and you raise and you go from corruptible to incorruptible, you're not going to be married anymore. The angels was never supposed to be going into the daughters of men. This is why we got giants, and this is how you got demons. Okay? So you're not going to be getting back with your husband or getting back with your wife when we on the day of resurrection. Last thing on your mind. You're gonna be on. You're not gonna be thinking like that no more. This is a mindset that we have in this earth realm and time. You won't be thinking that way when you're in the kingdom. You'll be rulers. You'll be righteous. You'll be heavenly. It's a whole nother level. Okay? So live it up now. Get back to the law, statutes, commandments. So you'll be there. All right, where we at? Y'all got time for one more question? Good. All right, one more question. This is the last one for tonight. So, is anybody on with us? Let me put it this way. This question right here, I can deal with it offline. Is there anybody that's on with us right now has a question that you would like us to address? I'm going to give it a few moments because I know we're on delay. So if there's anybody that's on with us right now, do you have a question that you would like us to address? All right? Because this question right here, we said no such thing as any insignificant question, but this question can be settled offline. It's not something that's dire. I want to make sure that we don't have anybody that wants to need to know something right now. It's very important. Give it a few moments, let it catch up. Where's it at on your end, Jay? Where we at? My question that showed up here. I was just getting that right.
That's basically the point of this. You see this all over.
Okay. You like, man. All right. Okay. All right. Last question for the night then. Why do you think there has been a rise in so many of our people believing that they are God, they are gods, and that they don't need Christ to have life everlasting? The Bible says He made us in God's image, not as God, right? I'll read that again. Why do you think there's been a rise in so many of our people believing that they are gods and that they don't need Christ to save to have life everlasting? The Bible says that He has made us in God's image, not as gods, right? Correct. So let me show you why this has been a rise now. Let's go to Hosea 6. Let's go to Hosea 6. Okay, now we got a question. I knew that was going to happen as soon as we got started. Was there 2 creation stories in Genesis? No. Lilith is madness. It's Jewish wickedness. Okay. Yeah, don't get involved in that History Channel stuff. That's that History Channel stuff. There's not no 2 creation stories in Genesis. What happens is that when you go to Genesis 1, it talks about the spiritual aspect of what happened. Genesis 2 is the physical explanation for what happens in Genesis 1. There is no 2 creation stories. You know, people keep saying that, but no. Adam was created. So that's why you need the book of Jasher, because when we get the book of Jasher explains all of these things well more detail and let you know what was actually going on between those verses. So if you have Jubilees, if you have Jasher, those things will get broken down more detail. But see, I tell people who are just getting this understanding of who they are to not be worried about those deeper things like that, because, and I know Twinkles, you know, my sister, and I know you're learning right now. So this is not directly to you. This is a general statement. These types of questions, knowing this answer, ain't gonna get you into the kingdom. So you got a lot of people who seek these answers and want to know all of this deep information, but they still ain't keeping law, statute, commandments. They still ain't keeping the Sabbath. They still, you know, doing things outside of the will of the Most High. But they got the answer for this and they got the answer for that. So they ever learning. They keep searching. This is what Paul was talking about in 1 Timothy 3. Forever learning, but never coming into the knowledge of the Most High. So no, there was no two creation stories. Genesis 1 is the spiritual explanation for what happened. Genesis 2 gives you a physical explanation for what happens. But if you have the book of Jubilees, you have the book of Jasher, these things will explain it in more detail of what was happening between those verses. But I tell you, right now, you're newly into this right now, get this law, get this truth, get that understanding. You come with us, we have time when we go into those things off camera. But you notice that we never deal with those things on camera because we're dealing with the things that are more prevalent right now. We got classes coming for all these other things. But be telling someone breaking down the creation stories and they still wicked, it doesn't matter. You understand? People not keeping the Sabbath and then keeping holy days, it doesn't matter, right? But no, there's not no such thing as two creation stories. We've heard that a lot, and those things can be broke down really easy. All right, got another one, Sue. Get down.
It said, why the Christian church or Christians have a problem with calling ourselves Israelite and always say the Sabbath is done away with and we're not under the law. Can you address that?
Easy. Give me Hosea 4:6. That's simple. They don't know. Give me Hosea 4:6.
My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge,
right?
Because thou have rejected knowledge.
Now, you also have to understand this. They're perishing because there's a lack of knowledge. Because they're following the religion of Christianity, meaning that they lack the knowledge of the Bible. Because Christianity does not come from the Bible. Does this mean that all pastors that are in the Christian church are not teaching from the Bible? No. Does this mean that all Christian pastors in the church does not have a genuine love for their congregation and want to make them and help them assist them be better people and followers of Christ? No. The problem is not the Christian. The problem is the religion of Christianity. We did a lesson on that before called "You Are Not the Problem." Christianity is. So this is why I keep trying to get across to my people that when you're attacking Christians, you're actually attacking yourself. Okay? You're part of the problem. We're shooting our own. We're shooting our wounded. Because Ezekiel 37 says that they're the dry bones. They're dead. And so when we put the attack on the Christian, then what you're doing is you're shooting your wounded on the battlefield. You see what I'm saying? The people we're at war with is not the Christian. The people that we're at war with is the architects of Christianity. That's who I'm at war with. I'm at war with Satan and all his little minions who are deceiving our people through this false religion. You understand? So the reason why, like, it's funny, me and my brother were just talking about this this weekend. That when we was in the church, we had never heard the word Israelite before. If you ask me who the Jewish people, who God's people were, we would say Jewish. That is on purpose. That's part of Psalm 83, when it says that we will make the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. Why do you think they start calling themselves Jewish? That's on purpose. Because if you say Israelites and they say Jewish, if you say God chose the people as Israelites and they say I'm Jewish, you be like, hold up. Something ain't adding up here. It's just like calling a person, I'm an American. Like, what is that? You're just a citizen of America. So people that was Jews were citizens of Judea. That had nothing to do with bloodline. Do you remember when in Acts 16, when Paul was in Macedonia and the people attacked him and whipped him for casting the demon out of the lady? What did Paul come back to the masters of that place and say? Did he say he was an Israelite? He said, no, I'm a Jew of Tarsus. Well, Tarsus had been owned and taken over by Rome, which made him a Roman citizen. Now, them attacking him mean that now he's a Roman citizen. They had no right to do that without following Rome protocol and the law, according to Rome. That's why they were like, oh man, we broke the law. The Roman Senate could come down on them for doing that. Now, if he'd came to them and said, yo, I'm an Israelite, they're like, what does that mean here? That's why he had to declare himself a Roman citizen, because he was a Roman citizen. But when you go to Romans 11, he says, I am an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, from the seed of Abraham, from the nation of Israel. See that? So when our brothers and sisters keep saying, I'm a Christian, they don't understand what they're doing, because they're actually talking against themselves by calling them something they're not. You understand? So the religion is the problem. That's who we're fighting, not the people. The way we win the people is by walking in love and speaking to them in a manner that they know. Give me Romans 12 on that right quick. I know it's got a couple other questions there. We're going to get to those in a minute. So let me deal with that. Let me deal with the odd question. Give me Romans 12. Romans 12 and verse 16. Watch this.
Be of the same mind one towards another. Mind not high things.
Mind not the high things,
but condescend to men of low estate.
So you have to condescend to men of low estate. Excuse me. So when you're dealing with your brothers and sisters who know nothing about being Israelite, who know nothing about keeping Sabbath, know nothing about holy days, but they do know that Jesus Christ, who the world knows to be Jesus Christ, died for their sins, that's what you come to with that. And you give them Christ, and you talk about Christ. And then you show them that, listen, what your religion or your denomination is saying who Christ is, and what this Bible is saying Christ is two different things. So you condescend down to the lower things, because once they understand about what Christ is saying, then they will understand that what they've been told in their religion is a lie, because they honor Christ more than they honor their religions and their pastors. Some of them. So this is how you win. When me and Deke switched up later 2018, 2019, and started dealing directly with Christ, This is why we've been winning Christians. When we drop that lesson, Christianity versus the Bible, men lie, women lie, and so do numbers. Those two lessons is what led to us reaching the Christian church. Not us calling them the devil, not us calling them pagans, not us calling them wicked. The lessons on Christ. So I will send those two lessons to you if you like, and you can share with the Christian brothers, and that will help them out. Got Christianity versus the Bible, and men lie, women lie, and so do numbers. That's how it works. So we're finished. Read that verse again. It's what?
Be of the same mind, one towards another.
Right.
Mind not high things.
Mind not the high things.
But condescend to men of lower state.
Condescend to men of lower state. You come down to the level at which they are, and you deal with them directly. Don't talk down to them. Step down and talk to them where they are, and then bring them up to your level. Okay? All right, now go back. I think we had a couple questions. I think one might have came in for Ms. Rogers.
That was it. And
Okay.
then Roger said,
Okay.
have a daughter and young women who ask, what are they to do with the world events? They are angry and emotions high. Looking at how long. Tell them to pray and believe in Yahweh. I have been crying out for them. What else can I do? They are not hearing.
Okay. Okay, read that part again. I'm trying to get all of this here.
Said have a daughter and young women who ask what are they to do with the world events. They are angry and emotions are high.
Okay. So they're worried about what's going on in the world, right? Because all the things that are happening. Okay, and because they're seeing the world change before their eyes. This is what the issue is, right? Okay. All right, so let's go to man. Yeah, but we go there, that'd be too heavy. Let's go to to all the things that are going on in the world. Let's go to Romans 12. Let's go back to Romans 12 and start at verse 1. Start at verse 1. That'll get me started.
I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service.
So right there. If I make it about myself, right, about what I need to be doing, what I need to do to be presentable to the Most High, then I'm not even going to be thinking about what the rest of the world is going on. I need to make sure I'm presentable to the Most High because it's my what?
Reasonable service.
It's my reasonable service. Go ahead.
And be not conformed to this world.
So right there, that's the problem. Everybody wants to be accepted by the world. Everybody wants to understand the world. But Paul is telling us what?
Be not conformed to this world.
So that means if we tell me not to be conformed to the world, that means the world events have absolutely nothing to do with me. Right? But I need to be what?
But be ye transformed.
But I have to be transformed
by the renewing of your mind.
Now, what that means is that there's some things that are in my mind that has been leading me and showing me to go this way. But in actuality, it's leading me in the wrong direction. So Paul is saying, in order for me to be acceptable to the Most High, that I need to be transformed by what?
The renewing of your mind.
Once I transform and renew my mind, I'll be what?
That ye may prove what is that good.
What is that good?
And acceptable. And perfect.
And perfect, which is mature.
Will of God.
Will of the Most High. You understand? Now give me Matthew 6 and 33. Matter of fact, give me Matthew 6. No, matter of fact, give me Matthew 7. What you got, D? Give me Matthew 7. Hold on, Antoine. Hey, y'all know you my brother, bro. Hey, don't stick the comments to everybody else, man. Let's keep it in the confines of what we talk about. Right? All questions directed towards us. Okay. No side statements because I don't want to have to go re-explain about what you're talking about. Okay. Let's keep it in the confines of what we're talking about here. Right? You're my brother. I love you. But, you know, right? Let's go. Matthew 7, verse 1.
Judge not that ye be judged.
No. I mean, Slocky, Matthew 7:7.
Ask, and it shall be given you.
Right?
Seek, and ye shall find.
Right?
Knock, and it shall be open unto you.
So the door is waiting. The Most High is asking. Say, listen, if you want to know what's going on, ask me. If you want to seek and have an understanding of what you need to do, seek me, and knock, that door shall be open unto you. But this is the good thing. Go to Revelation 3. This is the good news on that. Guess who's standing at that door that you're knocking? Revelation 3, verse 20.
Behold,
right?
I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door,
that door,
I will come into him and will sup with him.
I will sup with him, go ahead.
And he with me.
And he with me. Okay? So the Most High says, listen, I know you got this chaos going on in the world, and I know it's a lot of confusion, and you're trying to find out what to do and what not to do. But he said, listen, don't look into the world. Look at me. He said, come talk to me. Come talk to me. You come holler at me, and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. Okay? You come talk to me. I'm going to set you straight. I'm going to give you the answers. All you got to do is ask me, and I will show you anything you need to know. Right? Verse 21. Revelation 3:21.
To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame and am set down with my Father in his throne.
Right. So when you say him, you say to him like this, I got you, but I know that you got me. So that way you got the answer. Lastly, Psalm 46. Bro, Antoine, like I said, bro, I love you, fam, but we're not on here to give, you know what I'm saying, like opinions and slogans and statements. If we can't substantiate it with the Bible, my people don't need to hear it. I can't go back, answer a question, and then deal with what you're saying. If you want to deal in the Bible, we can talk in the Bible. If you don't believe the Bible, you don't want to address the Bible, I'm gonna need you to just watch your silence, fam. I know where you stay in my city, we can sit down at a restaurant and have this conversation. But right here on this platform, we're directly and addressing the people with the Bible, fam. All right? So if we're not gonna deal with the Bible, I'm gonna need you to just sit in silence. Psalm 46, verse 1.
God is our refuge and strength, a very present help.
He's a very present help
in trouble.
So you gotta understand that the Most High is the very present help in the time of trouble. You're not gonna have to look around for him. He's right there, and he will always be there. Just reach out your hand, and he got you. No problem, Ms. Rogers. All right, what we got going on this? What else we got?
Yeah, and he came back with another question. Said another question.
Right.
I'm trying to follow Yah and his laws and his commandments, but my house is not. Do you have any teachings on that? One is willing, but the spouse is not.
All praise the Most High for that sound pastor. I'm telling you, without it. You know what I'm saying? That sound counsel, boy. Gotta love it. 1 Corinthians 7, right? Let's start at verse 12.
But to the rest speak I, not the Lord.
Right.
If any brother have a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away.
So if we have a wife, and she say, listen, I love you, and what we got is rocking, I'm not trying to go nowhere, but I ain't feeling this truth right now. I'm not trying to live with this right now. But notice, I'm saying even the word right now. You understand? He said, don't put her away. Go ahead.
And the woman which has a husband that believeth not,
Right.
if he be pleased to dwell with her,
Right.
let her not leave him.
Don't leave him. Go ahead.
For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife,
Mm-hmm.
and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband.
Mm-hmm.
Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy.
If you let them go and your children go over there, they're unclean. If you keep them all in your house, they're holy. See that? So there was a time, my brother, I'm sure that you weren't trying to keep these laws and commandments, and y'all had everything going. Oh, my aunt, bro, I apologize. I done had a lot going on, Greg. I'm gonna hit you up as soon as I get off this live, fam. I promise. It's my fault, man. I had a lot of things going on, but I'm gonna call you as soon as I get off. All right. So if you got, there was, like I said, there was a time in which you were, you wasn't all the way on with it, and she was with you. So it's like, listen, okay, all right. Now she's still vibing with you. She's still good, but everything is good, but y'all ain't seen eye to eye with this thing yet. So like, listen, stay with it, continue to do it in love, and this could change around. How do I know that? Verse 15.
But if the unbelieving depart,
If they depart,
let him depart.
right?
A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such
So
cases.
they said, listen, hey, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I'm out, bro. I can't do it. I'm out of here, right? They say I'm out. Then you ain't got to worry about it. If they want to leave you because you keep the law, statutes, and commandments, you're not under bondage. You're in a position where you can go and marry and do what you need to do. Go ahead.
But God have called us to peace.
Go ahead.
For what knowest thou, O wife, whether thou shalt save thy husband?
Mm-hmm.
Or how knowest thou, O man, whether thou save thy wife? But as God have distributed to every man, as the Lord have called every one, so let him walk, and so ordain I in all churches. Is any man called being circumcised? Let him not become uncircumcised. Is any called in uncircumcision? Let him not be circumcised.
All right. Yo, I think I've been very clear about responding and talking outside the scriptures, right? I think I've been very clear. All right, so we're gonna have to, since Antoine don't want to follow the rules, we're gonna have to address that. I told you, Antoine, stop responding to people about stuff. They ain't got nothing to do with this Bible. On this live, on my platforms, on Better Day Ministry platform, we deal with the Bible. We don't deal with superstitions and fairy tales. Okay? If you want to talk about the scriptures, we can talk about it. I don't care nothing about no litters, no forbidden fruit, none of that. All that stuff coming from Kabbalah and Talmudic things. You just don't know that. You think it's deep, but it's wicked. You understand? So listen, bro, like I said, I know you. You're my classmate. You want to have a conversation about these things? You hit me up offline on this platform. You understand? We don't discuss things outside of the Bible and the Holy Scriptures. Did we get everybody else? That's good? All right, Twinkles, I'll hit you up later. Greg, please forgive me, man, for not hitting you up. I'm gonna go ahead and call it tonight. And that question dealing with the this is Yvette, I think Sister Yvette put a question in there. Make sure she didn't put no question in there. Okay, all right.
No.
All right, just wanted to make sure. All right, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to give all praise. We'd like to give all glory unto our higher by Hashem Yeshai and his precious Ruach for everything that took place here tonight. We pray and hope that these things will edify to you tonight, and we pray and hope through the Spirit of the Most High that his name was glorified. And as I said, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lesson coming up this Sabbath at 9:30. We are here locally here at 105 South Rutherford Street. We'd love to see you guys this Sabbath. Hit us up. We're going to be doing event page this weekend. Let us know if you want to attend, and we're going to have a wonderful time. The next and this weekend is going to be entitled "The Romans Are Coming." The Romans are coming. All right. So be on the lookout for that coming. All right. And all praise to the Most High, man. All praises to the Most High higher. You know what I'm saying? For all that took place here. And don't forget, brothers, check out that link that we got in here for the barbershop teaching. All praise to the Most High, Sister Yvette. Barbershop conversation that we do every Thursday with Pastor Ken School from Restoration Center. Dynamic pastor up in Charlotte. And we're looking forward to another great time. But as we always say, ladies and gentlemen, continue to be steadfast, unmovable, always about it, to the work of the Most High higher. We know it's hard. We know there's a lot of things going on, but do not lose sight of the Most High. He got you.
Ecclesiastes 12:13, you tell me to hold on your man because the world comes to you to sin. John 15:19 say you might lose some praise if they don't seek to repent. But now we know the truth, because Christ said it's loose, now they gon' seek to persecute his faith. 2 Corinthians 12:10, I take pleasure in my infirmities and how you put me in. Lord knows that you call my friends, those who labor with me. And that ain't always pretty, because we gon' bust some shit, and we might disagree. But when it all hits the fan, I know that they're for me. As long as we keep it on love together, I'll get there to protect us. John 5:3, the definition of love, Galatians chapter 5 is how we act. When we have the effect of them elect, we all bad. Should have learned the right way and not disobey the Most High, the creator of all things. We show you no one can stop us if you feel it continue. You get some power, take me Satan, don't get big, but don't give up. Remember Matthew 24:13, when you pull it down the road, is that music I can say?
Sing to the sleep.
Conversations will rise, keep my spirit up. I'm praying for
All over, man.
I never have no fool.
We always say, ladies and gentlemen, continue to be steadfast, unmovable, always bound to the work of the Most High higher. We love each and every one of you. Barak and Die, Kwam Yasharala, Shalom. Thank you so.
Prophecy is near and you gotta choose. We do it for the kids and the truth. Prophecy, yeah. Prophecy.